స్లైడ్స్ లో వస్తుంది లేదా బోర్డు యూజ్ చేయాలంటే ఎట్లా లేదు స్లైడ్స్ అవసరం లేదు ఓకే ఓకే Right. Good afternoon to all. So now the topic is the second unit. In that second unit, there are the different types of topics are there. In that one, first topic is the ubiquitous internet. Ubiquitous, in the ubiquitous is nothing but here. It should be everywhere. It should be everywhere internet. Ubiquitous internet is nothing but a internet should be everywhere. That is the motto of the topic only. The next one is the parallel computing. Before discussing to the parallel computing, we need to know the high-speed computing. High-speed computing. What is high-speed computing? How it will be computing? Available resources. How it will be? It's nothing but here. And number of processors working together. And number of processors working together with the shareable resources. What are the shareable high-speed computer? In olden days, we are saying high-speed computing is nothing but a supercomputing. Supercomputing means here we are using to the number of processors. If you are here, we are using to the number of processors. If you are using to the number of processors, means more processors is working only one problem solution. One problem solution. That's why we are calling to the it is a supercomputer. Nowadays, all the computing devices are the supercomputers. Nowadays, all the computing devices are the supercomputers. Why? Because even the smartphone is a dual core processor. A smartphone is a dual core processor. Means here there are the two processors will be there. Two processors will be there. More than one processor, simply we are calling to the supercomputer. If one processor is there, it is a uniprocessor system. So that is the in multiprocessor system. Yes, listen carefully. In multiprocessor system, example, a system is having to the 4 processors. If all the processors are same company or same configuration, that system we are calling to the homogeneous processor system. Homogeneous processor systems. If processors are the different companies, Intel is there na? So it is a different processors will be there. We are homogeneous processor computing. If all the processes are related to the same, the different, we are calling to the heterogeneous. Here, whenever if you want computing any problem, basically in the computer system, that is the serialized computing. Serialized computing means Any problem will be executing to the in serial manner, one by one, like that. If it is the system is only uniprocessor system, uni means only one processor is there in the system, then what happen? The given block of code will be divided into the subblock. Example, a program is containing to the 4 functions. The program contains to the 4 functions. Sir, one function will be submitted to the processor. After the execution of that function, next the second function will be submitted. After that, third function will be submitted. After that, fourth function will be submitted. So it will be executed as a serial. This is the basic fundamental of the computer system. Later, it will be moving to the parallel computing system. What is the computing system? Similarly, a big problem. What are the problem will be there? That problem will be divided into the blocks, means functions. Each function is allocated to the one processor. Each function is allocated to the one processor. Function 1, first processor. Function 2, second processor. Function 3, third processor. Function 4, fourth processor. So all the functions will be executed concurrently. All the processor will be executed as a concurrently. Concurrently means without disturbance of the other processor. So what are the resource sharing will be there? That will be utilized commonly, but execution will be independently. Then what happened? The task execution will be very fast. The best example that parallel computing or serial computing. Example, I want to prepare the 4 course structures. 4 course structure అంటే ఏంటండి నోట్స్ 4 సబ్జెక్టుల నోట్స్ రెడీ చేయాలండి. Faculty want to ready the 4 subject notes. Then the faculty will be decided to give the students. So one student he will be elected, assigned to the C program. The first day he will be completed and submitted to the C program. The next day again assigned to the C++. Again that day he will be completed and submitted. Third day he assigned to the another work, that is a Python programming. He write it and submitted. Fourth day Java. So if you want to complete the 4 course structure, only one processor. How many days it will be taking? 4 days it will be taking to complete that one. The same task will be executed in the parallel computing. At the same time, I elected to the 4 students, assigned to the 1 student. 1 student C, another student is the Java, another C++ and Python. They all are completed within the 1 day, they are submitted. So just do that one, serial computing and parallel computing. Which one is the fast? Which one is the fast? Serial computing or parallel computing ఏది అవుతుందండి? నాలుగు కోర్సెస్ ప్రిపేర్ చేయాలండి, నోట్స్ ప్రిపేర్ చేయాలండి 4 సబ్జెక్టులు. సో ఇన్ ద మిడిల్ దెర్ ఇస్ a one faculty. It is the task. He elected to the student. The next is assigned to the C. He will be completed. He will taking to the complete 1 day to writing the notes. After at the end of the day, he submitted to the faculty or teacher. The next day, again assigned to the C++. The next day, again assigned to the Java. Next day, assigned to the Python. So the completing of the 4 courses, it will take, if the only one processor is there, how many days it will be taking? 4 days will be taking. Just general example. If the same task, the same problem, here I am selecting to the 4 different students. But same problem. Same, just one guy is C, another one is the C++, another one is a Java, another one is a Python. Here in the middle there is a faculty, he will be hand out to the 4. How many days it will take? Only 1 day. Only 1 day. 4 students are assigned for the work, independent. It is not dependence to the another person. Rule number 1, C program. Rule number 2, C++. They are doing their work independently. Such kind of computing we can known as a parallel computing. Parallel computing. In the parallel computing, multi-processors will be using, but the common storage devices will be sharing to the commonly, all the processors will be using to the remaining resources commonly. That is a parallel computing. That is a serial computing. The next one is the distributed computing. Already discussed. What is a distributed computing? What is the system? The cloud computing that discussed is introduction part. What is a distributed system? A distributed system. What is the distributed system? N numbers are there that all the computers will be connected to the network. All the computers are connected to the network. The given work will be distributed to the all the nodes. So every system will be feeling as the independent system. Every system is having to the its own input output devices, its own storage, its own processor. ఉంటుందా లేదండి? ప్రతి సిస్టానికి దానికి సంబంధించిన సిపియు ఉంటుందండి. In distributed system, all the independent computers are connected through the network. Every system will be having to the its own memory, its own storage, its own processor, its own input output devices. But they are sharing to the resources. What are the resources? If any additional resources will be connected to this line storage, then that will be sharing to the or that will be accessing to the whenever it will be required the storage. That is a distributed system. Already we discussed in the last class. The next one is the elements of parallel computing. The next one is the architecture of the parallel computing. So here single instruction and multiple data system. Single instruction and single data system. Single instruction and multiple data system. The next multiple instructions, single data system, multiple instructions and multiple data system. These are the four components are there in the parallel computing. These are the four components of parallel computing. We will discuss with the example and architecture. The next one is the elements of distributed computing. These are the elements of distributed computing, nothing but a individual node components. All the nodes we are connected through the network. We are sharing to the work and we are computing the work. After the completion of that one, we are combining or integrating to the result and producing to the data storage. Next one is the inter-process communication. What is the IPC? If two processors will be communicated, two processes will be interchanging the available resources, that we are calling simply inter-process communications. Okay, remote RPC we will discuss to the next session. Right. Right. See the here. Ubiquitous internet. Internet should be in everywhere. That is the main function and motto of that topic. Here, see the observe here. The meaning of ubiquitous is nothing but here present everywhere. What present here? Internet should be present everywhere. Why we present internet in everywhere? ఎందుకంటే ఇంటర్నెట్ ప్రతి చోట ఉండాలి. జనరల్గా థింక్ చేయండి, ఎందుకు ఇంటర్నెట్ ప్రతి చోట ఉండాలి? ఇంటర్నెట్ వల్ల యూజ్ ఏంటి? ఇప్పుడు వాడుతున్నామండి ఆల్రెడీగా మనం. ఏంటి వైపు మీరు వాడుతున్న లేటెస్ట్ ఏంటి చెప్పండి? త్రూ ఇంటర్నెట్. ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్, ఇంకా to do the smart work, making the smart and environment. ఏదన్నా ఒక ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ స్మార్ట్ గా చేయాలి అంటే ఏమి ఉండాలంటే అక్కడ కంపల్సరీగా ఇంటర్నెట్ ఉండాలి. బెస్ట్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇస్ స్మార్ట్ హోమ్. విన్నారా ఎవరన్నా? What is mean by smart home? చూడడానికి స్మార్ట్ గా ఉంటుందా? ఆర్ ఆటోమేటెడ్ హోమ్, ఆటోమేటెడ్ హోమ్ విన్నారా లేదా? ఏంటి చెప్పండి, ఒక ఎగ్జాంపుల్ చెప్పండి. ఎనీవన్? ఏం లేవా? ఎక్కడ చూడలేదా మీరు? ఏంటి చెప్పండి, ఏదైనా ఒక ఎగ్జాంపుల్ చెప్పండి. ఎవరు అన్నారండి? Alexa. How it will be working the Alexa? Voice recognition. Voice recognition. What it contains that one? There is a smart circuit switch board will be there in that one. Avuna kadandi. So if you want to do the smart work, it must be required the first sensor. First required the sensor. The sensor task is nothing but here. Whenever it will be recognize the speech or voice, then immediately it will be connecting to the cloud provider. It will be connecting to the cloud provider. From that, whatever the voice they are requesting that one, that will be searching that provide that database, and that will be recollect and produce to the output. That is also one type of computing. That is also one type of computing. So wherever if you want making the smart in anywhere, that first required to the internet. That first required to the internet. Without internet, is it working? Is it working? No. So if you want to do the work in the smart way, it must be required internet. That's why the ambition is nothing but here. Internet should be in everywhere. We need to provide everywhere. Example is a smart home. Meaning of smart home is nothing but here. What are the appliances are there in the home? What are the appliances are there in the home? That should be working smartly. Example here, sensor related. Sensor TV undandi. మొబైల్ తీసుకో టీవీ వాళ్ళు పెంచుతున్నారా? రిమోట్ ఉండగా మొబైల్ ఎందుకు తీసుకుంటున్నారండి? టీవీ రిమోట్ ఉంటుంది కదా ఇంట్లో, ఉంటుందా లేదా? మరి టీవీ వాల్యూమ్ పెంచడం ఆఫ్ ఆన్ ఆఫ్ ఎందుకు చేస్తున్నారండి? రిమోట్తో చేయొచ్చు కదా, ఎందుకు చేయట్లేదు? పోనీ అది ఇచ్చిపెట్టండి. ఏసీ కూడా ఆన్ ఆఫ్ విత్ రిమోట్తో చేయొచ్చు, సారీ మొబైల్తో చేయొచ్చండి, అవునా కదా? స్మార్ట్ ఏసీ, అవునా కదా? సో వై వీఆర్ డూయింగ్ లైక్ దట్? So one computing device will be handling, one human will be handled to the multiple computing devices with one equipment. With one equipment. That is the intention of the ubiquitous internet. So why, how it will be work? So what are the supported sensor will be there? The sensor should be available in the device, and the sensor working condition should be available in our smartphones. Then we are using to the connectivity purpose. We are using to the ADAC sensor network. ADAC sensor innarandi, ADAC sensor network. Inleda? The function of the ADAC sensor network is nothing but here. It will be providing a communication and connection between the two devices and passing to the information, sending to the signals, one device to the another device. That is nothing but ADAC sensor network main functionality. Or else Bluetooth. Internet lekapothe em undalandi manaki, at least Bluetooth ani undali. The Bluetooth will be the limitation of distance will be there. That will be working to the under 10 meters or 100 meters. Maximum is a 100 meters. If overcome to the 100 meters, it is not works. Then overcome that one, we must be used for the sensors. The sensors functions is nothing but here. Whenever if you want to run the sensor, it must be required that related circuit switchboard. That should be functioning in your device. When only the sensor will be identified that circuit, then immediately it will be invoked or active. After the activation, what are the instructions is given? That computing device that will be executed and completed the task only. Example, today, nowadays in the homes, when you are clapping that one, the light will be off. When the claps again, the light will be on. Ustundandi, chusara ekkadana? Claps kotte line on off avutayandi. Some fan kuda ante. That is nothing but a smart home. Next, doors ఉన్నాయండి. వాట్సాప్ నట్టుకుంటూ రాగానే ఆటోమేటికల్ గా ఓపెన్ అవుతాయి, మళ్ళీ వెళ్ళిపోగానే ఆటోమేటిక్ గా క్లోజ్ అవుతాయి. These all are nothing but a smart. Smart is nothing but here. In that there is a device, circuit device will be there. That circuit device will be interacting with our mobile computing sensors. If both are matching, then immediately the function will be started. where if they want to work, it must be required to the internet. That is the main ambition of the ubiquitous internet. Internet should be in everywhere. If internet is available, then the function will be done. Otherwise, it is not working. See the here. A computer is a device which takes input data, processing the data as per the instructions. What is the computer here? We are giving to the input. According to the input instruction, it will be processes. It will be processes. After the processing that one, it will be producing the result. That is the computer. So here, every computer must be required input and that will be producing to the output. If anyone will be doing same functionalities, simply we can call that is a one computing device. That is a one computing device. Example, calculator undandi. Calculator is a computing device. Calculator computing device ena kada? Avuna kada? Calculator is also a computing device. If you are giving to the input 2 and 2 plus 3, what is the output? It will be producing the output. The main function of the computer is nothing but here, take the input and process that input functions and produce the result. That is nothing but a computing device. Right. A computer will be having normal structure of the computer will be having to the first memory, one CPU. A CPU will be containing to the control unit and arithmetical logical unit. The next one is the input output devices. Every computing device will be required this one. So internally one processor will be there, one control unit will be there, one arithmetical logical operations will be there. The next memory and input output devices. If any computing device will be, anyone is having these components, simply we can call that is a one computing device. What are the functions? Whenever given to the input, that will be simply diverted into the data processing, that will be transferred to the control unit according to their instructions. If any mathematical related operations will be there, they will be handed to the arithmetical logical unit. After performing the function, we need to store. It must be required to the runtime memory and permanent memory. Then it will be utilized to the memory. Then they will be handed to the CPU. Then it produces to the output. That is a one computing device. What it required in the smart city? A sensor must be required. If you want to utilize the internet, it must be required the one sensor device. Sensor device is nothing but it is a one type of circuit, one type of smart circuit board. Okay. The next one is a process or processor. The next one is computing device. Our mobile phone is a one of the smart computing device. Our mobile phone is a one of the smart computing device. We can, with the help of the mobile computing, we can operate n number of devices. Why? Because in that one there is the smart circuits which will be there internally. That will be interconnecting or it will be identifying to the sensors which will be replaced in the devices. Right. He is the father of ubiquitous computing. He will be introduced. He will be innovated in 1980. Who is the father? Mark Weiser. Mark Weiser is the father of ubiquitous computing. He innovated this type of technology, this type of integration of sensors in 1988. He is the former scientist. Right. Look at here. A smart home or smart house. What are the peripheral? What are the there? Your lights are there, ACs are there, TV is there, refrigerator will be there. That all are one human will be controlling with one device. One human will be controlling with one device. What is that computing device? What is that computing device? Mobile phone. Smart mobile phone here. If they will be on the fan, they will be off the fan. They will be on the AC and off the switch. They will be open the door with the help of the mobile. When that related circuit board must be inserted inside the mobile only. Okay, with the help of the internet. See the here. Present in right. Here ubiquitous mean present everywhere. Present everywhere. What is be presenting here? Internet should be present in everywhere. What is here? Computing means computer. What is the computing? It is not be discussed. What is the computer? Computer is nothing but taking the input, processing the instructions, and producing the result only. The next one, a computer will be useful but invisible assistance available throughout the physical environment. So internally, what is doing the computer? Is it visible? Just it is taking as the input as the instructions. According to the instructions, it will be processed and executing. The execution will be visibility. కంప్యూటర్ లో ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేస్తుంది మన విజిబుల్ అవుతుందండి మనకి ఎట్లా ప్రాసెస్ చేస్తుందని కనబడుతుంది ఎక్కడన్నా లేదండి ఫిజికల్ ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ బిన్ విజిబుల్ ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ ఇన్విజిబుల్ బట్ ద రిజల్ట్ విల్ బి విజిబుల్ ద నెక్స్ట్ వన్ ఇస్ one person will be use many computer one person will be using to the many computer so mobile తో ఎన్నిటిని ఆపరేట్ చేస్తున్నామండి ఫ్యాన్ ఇస్ వన్ కంప్యూటింగ్ డివైస్ స్విచ్ చేయగానే తిరుగుతుందండి ఆఫ్ చేయగానే ఆఫ్ అవుతుందా లేదా సో టేకింగ్ ద ఇన్పుట్ executing the instructions and continues their operation. When again we switch off, then what happen? Automatically it will be shut down. So that is the one. So we are operating one human will be operating. Many computer. One person will be using to the many computers. The next one is the many embedded devices will be form as the ad hoc sensor network. Why the ad hoc sensor network is required? The communication, message passing the instructions by identifying to the sensors, How it will be work? So in road area, if you want to identify the traffic jam will be there, then the sensor will be there. Example, that vehicle overspeed channel. Vehicle overspeed. So overspeed ga veltundani cheppesi mana meter petti kuchuntamandi akkada varana. Ledga, they are fixing into the one sensor on the road. The sensor range, it will be identify how much speed it will be driving or moving the particular vehicle. If it will be crosses to the limit, they are fixing to the some speed of that one. It is up to 80 kilometers. It is not detecting. Once it will be crosses to the 81 kilometers, then what happen? Automatically it will be captured to the image. Automatically captured to the image. So means it will be crossing the limit. It will be crossing the limit. So that are nothing but you are placing to the on the road in the sensors. The sensors will be identified that speed. According to the speed, they will be taking to the capture and producing to the result. So these are all are the smart. If you want to identify Bluetooth or what a sensor GPS system, whenever attaching to your GPS system where you are moving, that will be showing to the through the devices only. Is it clear or not? All of you know, everyone. Here, implement this ubiquitous computing is concept. How we can implement that one? Compulsory internet will be required in everywhere. The next one is we need to smart objects. What are the smart objects here? Sensors. We need the compulsory smart objects. What are that one? Sensors are small chipboards only. Next, here how it will be work? The first one is the sense. Sense is nothing but a sensor. According to the sensor, it will be working the identifying to the sense. Okay. The next one is the process. According to the sensor instructions or sensor signals, the process will be started. The process will be started. After that, result, it will producing to the result. It is the working. First, it will be identifying the sensors. If any sensors are there, that related. If it is available, immediately it will be activated. After the activating, it will be processed to the signal or instruction to the particular device. Then device will be processing that one. After the processing that one, it will be producing to the result. That is nothing but a ubiquitous. Here, what are the challenges if you want to implement this technology? What are the complex we will face to implement this technology, ubiquitous internet? What are the problems we are facing at the time of implementation? The major problem is if any computing device is smaller, if any computing device is a size is a very small, is it possible to insert the sensors? Device size కనుక చిన్నగా ఉందనుకోండి అందులో సర్క్యూట్ బోర్డ్ ఇన్సర్ట్ చేయడానికి పాసిబిలిటీ ఉంటుందా? ఇట్ ఈస్ వెరీ ఛాలెంజింగ్ ఇష్యూ. అవునా కదా? దట్ ఈస్ ద ఫస్ట్ ఛాలెంజ్. చూడండి, ఇంత చిన్నగా ఉందనుకోండి డివైస్, కంప్యూటింగ్ డివైస్, we need to place the sensors. We need to place the sensors. If the sensor is available, then only it will be worked. It is not, if the sensors are not there, it is not worked here. The first one is the hardware. If the hardware will be the small size and lower power, then it is a very difficult to handle that one. The second one is the networking. There should be one networking slot should be there in the at the devices. If the slot is available, then only we will provide it to the connectivity. Otherwise, there is no possibilities. The next one is a big data. It is one of the major issue. Here, whenever thus the computing devices will be activating and starting the functionalities or processing the functions, then what happen? Automatically, it will be producing the data. The produced data should be stored in somewhere. So if it is activating to the 24 hours, then what happen? It will be producing to the lot of images. Example here, the channel, speed controller channel. Then what happen? Where we can store the data. So that level of storage must be providing is a very difficult. Why? Because the device is a very small. In that one, keeping the storage also very difficult. Reliability. Reliable. What is the reliability here? Only this is the centralized. It is the only centralized. That storage will be available only that device. If the device will be clash or the device will be damaged, then what happen? Entire information will be losses. The next one is the security. How we can provide the security to the device. What are the applications? Some of the applications using this one. Here, personal identification. Personal identification. What is the example of personal identification? మీ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ మొత్తం కావాలంటే ఏం కావాలండి నాకు? ఆధార్ కార్డు ఉంటే సరిపోతుంది కండి. ఆధార్ కార్డులో ఏముంటుంది? బార్ కోడ్ ఉంటుంది. అవునా కదా? దట్ ఈస్ వన్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ సర్క్యూట్. That is one type of circuit. So personal identification purpose we can use into the ubiquitous. The next one is the healthcare. In even hospitals also providing to the some cards. So whenever scanning that one, so complete information, your dialysis issues, whatever the problems you are faced, that everything will be having to the information. The next one is the transport systems. So ఉన్నారండి టోల్ గేట్ దగ్గర టోల్ వసూలు చేయాలనుకోండి, ఏం చేస్తున్నారు ఇప్పుడు? డబ్బులు ఇస్తున్నారు ఎవరన్నా? FASTag card will be there. That is also one circuit. Automatically the sensor will be reading when it will arrive to the gate. Automatically that will be read. If the balance is available, automatically open and the vehicle will be moves. That is the transportation. And also automated parking system in the vehicles. In transport system, automated vehicle. When the car will be there, automatically there will be shows the sufficient space is available or not for the parking. How we can move to the vehicle. The everything direction will be shown by the in the vehicle. That are also applied into the transport system. The next one is the defense industry. Defense industry. So recently there is one operation, Sindoor operation is there. They are launching the rockets. They are exactly hitting the targets. How they are moving? With the help of the ubiquitous target only. So they are placing to the sensors. They are given to the some properties. Such kind of properties will be identified. Immediately that will be attached to that area only. Okay. These are the some applications we can use into this one. Now, when using to this technology, where we are moving? ఇప్పటివరకు స్మార్ట్ సిటీ, స్మార్ట్ హోమ్ అన్ని చేస్తున్నామండి. స్మార్ట్ ఇండస్ట్రీ, స్మాల్ అన్ని కూడా డిఫెన్స్ వాడుతున్నాం. ఇవన్నీ ఎక్కడికి వెళ్తున్నామండి? వేర్ వి ఆర్ మూవింగ్? చెప్పండి. ఇవన్నీ అప్లికేషన్స్ ఎక్కడ ఉన్నాయండి? ఇంటర్నెట్ ఆఫ్ థింగ్స్. ఇంటర్నెట్ ఆఫ్ థింగ్స్, దట్ ఈస్ నథింగ్ బట్ ఏ IoT. The ubiquitous internet is the one of the major application for the Internet of Things. Student, Internet of Things. This is the wearable technologies, smartwatch. They are showing to the how much distance you are travel, how many steps you have done in the entire day, what is your heart pulse. Everything will be showing to the wearing leather items. The next one is the smartphones. Using to the smartphones, we are identifying the what is the weather situation. We are controlling that one. Everything will be there. The next one, automated vehicles. The best example is the ఏ దాంట్లో ఉందండి ఇంటర్నెట్ వెహికల్ ఉందండి ఒకటి కంప్లీట్ గా ఇంటర్నెట్ తో మొబైల్ తో రన్ చేసే వెహికల్ టెస్లా కాకుండా ఇంకోటి ఇంటర్నెట్ ఇన్సైడ్ అని వస్తుందండి దానిపైన రాసి ఉంటుంది ఇంటర్నెట్ ఇన్సైడ్ అని రాసి ఉంటుంది కార్ పైన చూడలేదు ఎప్పుడు ఇంటర్నెట్ ఇన్సైడ్ అని రాసి ఉన్నది ఎంజీ వెక్టార్ వెహికల్ పైన చూడండి కావాలంటే ఇంటర్నెట్ ఇన్సైడ్ అని రాసి ఉంటుందండి దట్ ఈస్ కంప్లీట్లీ సెన్సిటైజ్డ్ వెహికల్ కంప్లీట్లీ సెన్సార్ ఫిక్స్డ్ వెహికల్ that sensor will be connected to that owner mobile network only. Here that vehicle will be there nearby 100 kilometers. If the owner will be switch off in the mobile, automatically the car will be stopped only. That is that level technology will be there in that one MG vector vehicle. That's why here they are writing on the caption internet inside. What are the sensor circuit board is fixed in that vehicle? That related circuit board is available. That software will be installed by the owner mobile. If anyone will be theft that vehicle, then immediately it may be around 10 kilometers or 100 kilometers. Simply we will switch off that one. Automatically the vehicle will be stopped. It never start that vehicle. It will be stopped only there until disconnecting that sensors. Okay. The next one, smart house, homes and appliances, street lights. This automatically, when the dark will be there, automatically lights will be on. When the light will be came, automatically lights will be off. That is also smart on off there. The next one, music. Just now, Alexa. The next, personal computers, analytics, air light, online shopping. These all are applicable to the IoT, Internet of Things only. Right. The time ఉందా 10 minutes ఉందా సరే చూడండి జస్ట్ ఓవర్ యూ అలాంటి బ్రీఫ్ ఇంట్రడక్షన్ ఇచ్చాను కదా జస్ట్ ఐ విల్ రీడ్ ద పాయింట్స్ జస్ట్ అబ్జర్వ్ టు హియర్ వాట్ ఈస్ ద సీరియల్ కంప్యూటింగ్ ద గివెన్ ప్రాబ్లమ్ ఈస్ డివైడెడ్ ఇంటూ ద బ్లాక్ ద గివెన్ ప్రాబ్లమ్ ఈస్ డివైడెడ్ ఇంటూ ద బ్లాక్స్ ఆర్ ఫంక్షన్స్ ఈచ్ బ్లాక్ విల్ బి ఎగ్జిక్యూటెడ్ one by one serially. Such kind of computing we are calling to the serial computing. See the one diagram, problem diagram. Here this is the one problem. This is the one problem. That problem will be breaks as the different blocks. Different blocks are different functions. Each function will be assigned to a processor in serial manner. First function, second function, third function. Like that, it will be executed to all the functions. Just now we discussed to the one example of the preparing the notes. I want the 4 subject notes. Then one subject one day, one subject another day, one subject next day. Like that, I will complete my task. Similarly here, one function one time, next second function another time, third function. So serially it will be allocating and executing that one. See here, what is the serial computing? What is the serial computing? It is a traditionally software has been written in serial computation. Serial means line by line computation. What is here? To be run a single computer having to the single central processing unit means one CPU will be there. Only one, it will be run to the only one CPU process means one processor system only. One processor system only. A problem is broken into the discrete series functions. So n number of discrete functions. So each function will be executing to the at a time. The next one is the instructions are executed one after another. The next one is the only one instruction may be executed at any moment in a time. Anytime, only one instruction will be executing at a time. Not for the all instructions will be executed at a time. One instruction is executing, remaining will be idle or waiting for that processor. Once they completed, next instruction will be allocated to the system and that will be started for the execution only. Okay, this is a simple problem. How it the picture graphical representation of the problem. So in the big problem, it will be breaks into the small functions or blocks. One blocks is assigned to the one processor at a time only, not for the all the processor. All the blocks to the at a time. One by one, we are allocating that one. Parallel computing. The same problem given to the parallel computing. See here. The problem will be breaks into the blocks. Block 1, block 2, block 3, block 4. Again, the block will be divided into the sub-blocks. The block will be divided into the sub-block. Means instruction, n number of instructions. So here, one block instruction, one block will be executing to the one processor. Another block is executing to the another processor. Here, 4 blocks, 4 processor will be executing at a time, not a different time. All are concurrently executing independently. That is nothing but a parallel computing. Let's see. A parallel computing is a form of computation in which calculations are carried out simultaneously. Simultaneous means here processor 1 is executing, processor 2 will be executing at the same time, not for the different time. But in serial computing, only one task executing only one time. But in the parallel, 2 tasks will be executing at a time only. The next one is in the simplest sense, it is the simultaneous use of the multiple computer resources to solve the computation problem. How it will be solved? To be run using to the multiple CPUs. CPU is nothing but a processors. If you run the problem, they using to the multiple processor to run the problem. Next one, a problem is broken into the discrete parts can be solved to the concurrently. Each part is further broken down into the series of instructions. The next instructions from each part execute to the simultaneously on different processors. Why we use the parallel computing? Why we use the parallel computing? See the main reason, save the time. How it will be saving the time? ఇంత ముందు ఎగ్జాంపుల్ చెప్పానండి. ఒక 4 సబ్జెక్టుల నోట్స్ రెడీ చేయాలంటే ఒకటే స్టూడెంట్ సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకున్నాను అనుకోండి. స్టూడెంట్ ఇస్ అ కంప్యూటింగ్ డివైస్. ఒకటే స్టూడెంట్ తో 4 సబ్జెక్టులు రాయించాను అనుకోండి. ఇట్ విల్ టేకింగ్ అరౌండ్ 4 days. అదే 4 స్టూడెంట్స్ తో రాయించాను అనుకోండి. ఇట్ విల్ టేక్ టు ద 1 day. సో టైం సేవ్ అయినట్ట కదా. సో వీఆర్ యూజింగ్ టు ద మోర్ రిసోర్సెస్, మోర్ ప్రాసెసర్స్, then it will be the time saving. That's why we are using to the parallel computing. The next, save the money. Sir, money etla save avutundi. So we are using to the more processors. Ante we need to purchase to the more processors. How we can save the money? ఒకటే ప్రాసెసర్ అంటే కాస్ట్ తక్కువ. ఎక్కువ ప్రాసెసర్ తో పర్చేజ్ చేసామనుకోండి, కాస్ట్ ఎక్కువ అవుతుందా తక్కువ అవుతుందా? ఎక్కువ అవుతుంది. మరి ఎట్లా మనీ సేవ్ చేస్తున్నాం? Right, చూడండి. If we are adding to the processors additionally, but not adding to the complete equipment. The storage will be the common, control will be the common, arithmetic logical units will be common, but only we are increasing to the adding to the additional processor only. If you want to run 2 computers, then what happen? We need to purchase to the 2 computing devices. Computing devices means every computing device must be required input devices, output devices, memory unit, and processor. Here, in the parallel computing, only one device is there, but multiple processor will be there. So we are avoiding to the purchasing of the storage, input, output devices. That's why we are saving the money. We are investing the amount only on processor, not for the entire device. So we are not purchasing to the storage. We are not purchasing to the input output devices. Only we are adding to the additional processor to the existing system. That's why it will be save the money. The next one is solve the large problem. Just so if any big problem will be there, that will be decomposed as a small tasks. Each task will be again decomposed to the instructions. Each instruction will be allocated to the one processor. Then it will be executing to the fastly. The next one, provide a concurrency. What is the concurrency here? When one processor is executing, that is not disturbing to the another process execution. If one process is executing, that is not disturbing to the another process execution. Such kind of situation we are calling to the concurrence execution. So independent execution of the processor. Independent execution of the processor. The next one is the use of non-local resources. It will be using to the non-local resources. Right. So we will discuss next session that the architecture concept will be there, single instruction and single data system.